Okay, practice number 13. Thought a very productive day. Had some individuals step up. I thought Josh Smith had his best practice that he's had all year, catching the football, route running, so that was great to see. We moved we moved Charles Mosley to the offensive line today from the defensive front just to see what Charles could give us. Very, very productive day. He will play defensive line in the spring game, but we wanted to get some stuff on video and continue to evaluate what is his best position. But just like Charles, every day he just wants to help the team win and play any position that he can possibly play. So I'll answer any questions you may have.
Charles, what did you like about him over there?
Size, athleticism for a big individual. And again, he's very smart, picks things up fast. But just his overall size, his strength, he's not in football condition yet. And, with his leg, he's still only about 70%. And he has natural instincts when it comes to playing offensive line.
You said that it's going to be more of a spring event than a spring game. Just how different will it be than maybe the last couple of years, and how much 11-on-11 will there be?
It'll be very similar to what we've done in the past spring games, but it will be an event. And what I mean by that is there'll be different things going on. Our fans love the one-on-one competitions. So we'll have offensive line versus defensive line. We'll have wide receivers versus DBs in the red zone, a lot of the things we've done in the past. We'll have a quarterback challenge also, and we'll do some kicking on air. And then we will go 11-on-11. Some of it may be thud because Jalen Hurd needs to get some repetitions, and then there'll be some live situations as well. Right now, the structure, right now we're thinking that it'll be the first half will be two 15-minute quarters with running clock. The second half will be two 12-minute quarters with running clock. And then we'll sprinkle in some individual events for our fans to see some of our freshmen and some of our other players as well.
Offense versus defense?
Yeah, it'll be offense versus defense, and there'll be a scoring system.
What did you like about Josh today? Josh Smith, was he more confident, more comfortable?
He came out and he attacked things. Obviously in better football condition. I think that's, a byproduct of over time of practice. He played with confidence, caught the football, and he's able to advance the football. Just played aggressively. Played like he played at the beginning of last season. So that was great to see.
As spring winds down, even though you haven't got a couple of them out there, what do you think about your receivers as a group and what they could be when everybody's there together?
Work in progress. They've taken an inordinate amount of reps this spring, which is concerning, but that's where we're at. Obviously, getting the individuals back from injury is going to help us, but work in progress. To get Jason Kroom back is going to be big for us. Getting Josh back into football shape. I thought Von Pearson had a very good day today, but explosive but limited in numbers.
But in the fall, will you have enough numbers? You'll obviously have talent. You feel like you'll have enough numbers to play a game, go through the season?
Yes, going through a season is concerning. We want to get to a point where we play 10, 12, 13 wide receivers, with the tempo that we want to play with, some different things. So again, we need to continue to recruit. That's a big point of emphasis for us in this recruiting class.
Coach, now that you're winding up, can you kind of gauge how valuable these 13 practices have been for Tuttle, for Shy, and for a kid like that?
Invaluable. Thank goodness he's here, and he's learning our style of play. He's learning how to fight through mental fatigue, physical fatigue, the mental toughness, the mental conditioning, that it's about technique, toughness through technique, the ability to sustain plays, the ability to play 63, fight through things. You can talk about it all you want, but you never know until it happens. So the 13 practices have been very, very big for him. He's very intelligent. He knows what he needs to do to continue to get better. And that's the one thing we talk about, the culture of our football program and our football team. You go into the defensive line meeting room, and it's as dynamic, interactive of meetings as I've seen in a long time. You have the freshmen sitting with the older players. They're getting things out to coach them before Coach Strip can, and that's been great to see. And I know that our older players have been a great resource for him.
I know it's a little different position, tougher inside, but with what Derek did did last year? Does that change your expectations for what might be realistic?
Every individual is different, and it's a different game playing a one technique and a three technique as opposed to out on the perimeter, and that doesn't diminish anything what Derek Barnett did as a freshman, but every individual is different. They all develop differently, and it's hard to ask a young man, a 17, 18-year-old, to come in here and play in this league at a high level that we're expected to play at.
Just in general, what stood out for you the most in the final week of spring practice? Just what stood out for you the most? Any players, any position groupings, any team?
Our offensive line continuing to grow and develop. We have competition there. Just the overall standard, the expectations. I thought our quarterbacks got better. We felt we had to do it. You don't want to do it this late, but we made all but Josh Dobbs. We made our quarterbacks live today, and we felt that they needed to understand standing in the pocket. It's part of that development that we talked about in our throw game, to take a hit, learn how to get rid of the football, how to protect yourself, but also our defense needed it. They needed to hit a live quarterback. So we did some of that today, and I was pleased with them as well.
You talk about having Peyton here for the spring game and what his interaction with the players might be and how they look forward to that.
Well, Peyton's a great friend, and Peyton's been a tremendous resource for myself and our entire coaching staff, and I think a lot of our relationship and everything that he means to Tennessee football. So it'll be special having him back this weekend, but not just him, but all of our former players. We have a wide receiver U reunion going on where all the former wide receivers are coming back into town, and that's what it's about. This is a very, very special place with a lot of special people, a lot of special coaches, a lot of special players that have been here. So just to have everyone back, it's like a family reunion.
Coach, how much of a plus is it the fact that you're not having your spring game in a weekend that's loaded with a bunch of others that you get guys on campus?
Well, it helps. It helps from our fans. It helps for prospective student athletes that, and there's going to be a lot of people in attendance. So it's very, very exciting, but that does help.
Coach, what's Joe Stockstill for this program? Where do you see his role becoming this year?
Joe Stockstill sets a mentality. He has the respect of his peers. He's very, very tough physically, tough mentally, and he brings it every day. And he is a true team player. So he's a great teammate. He's one of our leaders. Our players respect him. And he brings a different dynamic. We're going to move him around. He basically is, quote unquote, what you would think of an H-back. He can run flat routes. He can pass protect. He can run block. So we'll move him in that type of position.
How did you guys see that that's where he fit? He obviously was recruited as a quarterback. What did you guys look at him and say this is where he belongs?
Last year, I thought he really started to define his role on our football team. Unfortunately, he was cut short with some injuries, but he started to define that. And again, he plays with effort, he plays with toughness, and he plays with a mentality.